all about the healing. All right. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though, with my peeps? Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And I'm going to stop it right there. My day one, my day two, my new news. You know what's up. I don't play about you. All right. So, as promised, this is the second reading for the day. And as promised, I'm squeezing it in. So hopefully, I'm hoping and praying that this will be short to the point, but I don't think so, because I don't know. All right, so let's get it. The cards is, okay, so this is the second reading for the day, but this is the reading that I promised, because the last reading, go back to the earlier reading, the first reading, that is like the blueprint of why I'm doing this. This is a love reading. A love reading. We're going to be talking about love, but for the most part, and yes, we got to talk about the past love just a little bit, but then we're going to shift and we're going to talk about where you are right now. What are you, where are you right now, positioning, aligning, and balancing yourself out to receive love? Whether you want it, whether you seeking, whatever, you know, whether you are actively seeking it, wanting it, or desiring it in your life right now. This is not about that. This is about the promises of God. What did God promise you concerning a relationship? Did God said, do you know that you have a divine counterpart that is supposed to align with you in this lifetime? You already know, if you already know this, by if you already experienced a karmic soulmate in your life. If you experienced a karmic deep connection, soulmate, twin flame, soul deep connection that was very difficult for you to get out of, then 9 times out of 10 you are destined to have, you experience that to get ready for this, the real soulmate, the real twin flame connection. All right, so that's kind of how you know a little bit. For those of you that had that and experienced that, you know that you know, you basically know that God told you then if you were called or you were meant to have a divine relationship in your life or not. When you got out of that toxic, when you got out of that toxic, and God, and you ran for your life, and you know, you knew then, God told you then if you were or if you was not. You were not. And if you don't know the answer to that, then you need to dive deep. You need to ask God, are you supposed to be single, or do you supposed to have a divine mate? Okay, now let's get into it. Okay, right off the bat, you were connected to a high-ranking magician, a masculine or a feminine energy that that a magician could manipulate. Hold on a minute. It's a manifester. Manipulation, manifester, manipulate energy, manipulate. They're very good at manipulating and manifesting. But this is someone in the reverse. So this is someone that is dark. This is someone that's toxic. And whatever they do, whatever they manifest, whatever they create is from a dark or from a negative or from a toxic standpoint, where it's going to benefit them. These are types of people that do things, everything they do is to edify them, is you know, is going to make them look good, make them feel good. Everything that they do is about them, and they never focus the benefit of others. Not that they don't do things for others, not that they don't care for others, but whatever they do or whatever they give or whatever they say, it is always for their benefit in the end. They don't do anything that's just going to benefit another person and that's it. They always going, if they giving and doing, it may benefit you then, but they always they already thought this thing through. They not gonna get what they put out right now. They not going to get what they giving now. They're not gonna get gratification now. But as I keep giving, my mental intellect, I already thought everything through, and as I already made my plan, and you don't know what the end result, you don't know my intention, but my intention is for this to happen. And I know I got to give, and I got to give, and I got to give you this, and I got to give you that, and I got to pump you up, I got to get you ready, I got to manipulate your mind and manipulate your heart, and I got to make you feel good and flip you and dip you and mess up your mind to make you think that what I'm doing for you is for your benefit. But at the end of the day, this is a plan. My ulterior motive is for me to get the ultimate goal, to get whatever it is that I'm trying to get from you. That's a magician. That's a warlock. That's somebody that's dark. Now, warlocks are men, witches are women. So, whatever floats your boat, whatever this is. This is somebody that started out one way with you and turned out another. As your relationship went on, as your relationship egged on and went on, they learned more. They changed. They went dark. They looked dark. They start to research and try to figure out things from a dark perspective. However, you are contrary. You and this person are on two different mindsets, two different intellects. You once were together, but as this person grew dark, you grew light. You made a conscious decision that you wanted to do things different. You found some type of, you tapped in or found some type of religion, found some type of higher consciousness, a higher way of being, where this person was looking for ways they could manipulate, use, and abuse. Not just you, people in general. See, but you was the closest person to them. They felt something for you. They didn't know why they was feeling. They didn't know why it was what it was. They didn't know why. They never experienced an energy, a source like you. So they used it and abused it because they didn't understand it. But you, on the other hand, you took another route, another path. Your consciousness You opened up to another way of thinking, another consciousness, the way to do things, the way you, a path that you want to go, and it was in a totally different aspect of where this other person was going and where their mindset was going. You changed right there in the relationship. They changed and you changed. You made a choice, they made a choice. After that, after you changed and you seen this person was going in another direction and in the direction they were headed, you felt it. You felt unfulfilled. You felt neglected. You felt hurt. You know, because this person did everything they were big and bad enough to do, because as they went low, then when you go low in this kind of mindset, or when you are tapped into this type of dimension, there is power. And if you ain't never had power before, if you ain't never had that kind of power and that kind of I'm trying to search for the right word, but if you have not had hold on, yeah, I'm saying it right, the power. You've never had power over another human being and what that felt like. If these are people that in their childhood they often felt abandoned and powerless, and nobody you know, they always felt powerless. They didn't have a voice. They felt empty. They felt like their parents, they whoever they were with, whoever was around them, overpowered, overshadowed them. They always felt little. They felt like nothing. They couldn't talk. They couldn't express themselves. They could not. They were very, very powerless. They felt like no one could see them. They didn't feel. These were the ones that didn't feel seen or heard. They felt people that they who were over them took them for granted. Took from them, and some of them that were over them took their innocence, took things that they took things from them that they never were supposed to touch. I'll say that way. And so these were really broken people, all the way from their all the way to their childhood, and they never addressed these things. And so now they're grown in a relationship, a deep connection with another human being. They come together with you. It's karmic, it's toxic, because you both are coming from an unhealed state. But when you come together, and you come together to heal. This is what the karmic relationships are for. You coming together to heal. You coming together to realize. You're coming together because, see, you ain't been through other relationships and toxic relationships, and not realizing those relationships were toxic. But when you come with this karmic connection, karmic twin flame, karmic soulmate, karmic person, when you connect with this person, it's so deep. So it mimics a divine relationship. But the thing about this, is nothing divine about it. It's destructive. It's destructive. It's toxic. It's one-sided. One individual is very, very destructive, and one individual is under. One is both of them are toxic energy, but one is overpowering of the other person. Or you could have two toxic individuals and they always battling against each other. You got two strong personalities, and it's so toxic that they fighting. And this is the physical fighting people, two strong people physically fighting all the time, arguing all the time, pulling guns on each other, pulling knives on each other, all fighting in the street and destruction, slashing tires. That's toxic of the toxics of a relationship. Right, where the police is always involved and all that kind of stuff, but they can't leave each other alone. They won't leave each other alone. They stay with each other. They think once they separated, stop seeing each other, they come right back together 2 weeks later, 3. That's toxic relationship where they just cannot leave each other alone, but they can't get along. But on this case here, one of you was going, one was down, one was low. You decided to take responsibility for your action. You decided you was going to take responsibility for and accountability for this relationship, the part you played in it, and this no longer was what you wanted in your life. You wanted something better. You wanted to live. You wanted to have something. You want to live your life in peace. This here wasn't peace. This was hurt after hurt. This was battle after battle. This was long strings of relationships, long streams of third parties. This was not it. And you decided that you didn't want that in your life. That's not what you wanted in life. You wanted something better. You walked away to follow a better path, a better way for you. In doing so, we already explained to you that so after you said that you turn a page, I'm turning another page, I'm walking away from this relationship, I'm moving on, you try other relationships. You will heal, you will get yourself together, higher consciousness. And because you knew, I'm talking to people who know that God promised them a divine relationship. If they walked away from this, that God promised you that this ain't it. You walk away from this and choose you gonna get the right person, the right counterpart, the right person to come into your life. So you will heal, you move on, you got yourself together, you got your finances right, got your life right, you thinking right, you taking accountability, you know what you want, you know where you headed, your faith is straight, you straight. Some of you went back to church, some of you read your Bible, faith, very faithful to what you believe. And so you went back out there, because God promised you, that you was going to, that, you ready, for somebody to come into your life. God promised, right? This is where I come in. Because yes, God promised you. But when you get a divine connection, that's what a lot of these readers on these twin flame, soulmate relationship, love relationships. This is what they don't tell you. Just like you, for you to get healed, for you to walk the path, for you to grow, for you to have a divine connection, a divine love connection, for you to get that, it's not when you say you ready. It's not, it don't come on conditions. There is no conditions on a divine connection, a divine relationship. So then you say, well, how old do I have to be? How long do I have to wait? It's no time limit on how long you have to wait. See, because when God gave you this person was supposed to come into your life at a certain time. Some of us won't meet our divine mate until we are later on in life. Not because of a punishment, not because you're not good enough, not because you quite not ready. It's because of your mission. It's because of who you are and what you got to do. So after you have fulfilled this purpose, this journey, this path. See, because if I bring you with your divine mate right now, you're not going to be able to, that's for some of you. Now, some of you, let me finish. You're not going to be able to, it's going to be a power struggle. Because your path and this person's path, you supposed to meet and come together. And only thing y'all supposed to do is come together, and the light combined is supposed to help boost humanity. Then you have the divine mates that's supposed to meet, because you waiting, you are elevating. This person is elevating. And when y'all both reach where you're supposed to meet, you'll come together at that time, because both frequencies are aligned, so you both can go on the mission that you and God and this person has already. Because see, it's you, God, and then you come together, and then as one. God makes the thing as one. The relationship as one. You this person, where this gap is your frequency. So you both are trying to get aligned to this frequency, and then once you get to this frequency, you come together and align with God. So both of you, once you align with God's frequency, and you're one, there you both are connected. You both know what the deal is. You both in alignment. You both know what your mission is. You know it's not no power struggle. It's not one over the other one. It's not. Y'all all are one, aligned with God. And when you both are aligned together and aligned with God, all of you, him, them, all of you, know what time it is. You're going to know what you need to do, what the mission is. It ain't going to be no arguing. It ain't going to be no you. No, I don't feel like it. No, I don't know nothing. No. You doing too much. It ain't going to be all that. They going to know. You going to know. God going to know. You got that. You got in that mission that you come together for, it's all just gonna roll. It's all gonna just go. Everything is gonna be in play. So everything you're waiting, that's what the thing is. You ready. You feel like you ready. But how many of y'all gonna be honest? See, you think you ready, but are you gonna be honest? Are you gonna be honest? You saying you ready, but are you really ready? Are you really ready? Because I think that maybe you have forgotten how it feels to have a deep connection with somebody. I think you have forgot. When you have that deep connection, even that karmic connection that you were in with that person that was hard for you to get out of, it was because of the connection. And so that connection in itself with another human being, that connection, it's when you have that type of connection, that it consumes you. It consumes your time, your energy. It consumes your life. Yet you have other things outside of this person. Yeah. But for the most part, when you connect deeply with that person, it takes a lot of your time, your effort. You think about them all the time. You think about what you want to do, where you're going, where you're headed. It just takes a lot out of you. Your life will never be the same again. If you were single for a long time, you got to think about, now it's not, you're not thinking about yourself. You got to think about this person, what they think, what they want, what they like. You got to accommodate them just like you got to accommodate, they're going to accommodate you. This type of relationship is not one-sided. How you thinking and accommodating them, they're going to be thinking and accommodating you. The stuff that you think that you want to do for them, they're going to be thinking about stuff that they want to do for you. This is nowhere near the type of relationship that you've been in. It's going to overtake you because the very thing that you like, the very thing that you think about, this person can pick it up. And let's just say, for instance, just the instance, okay, you at home, you working, and you can't even stop and get nothing, stop for lunch. You just working and working. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I can't. And in comes your person. They had picked up from you that you hungry and you ain't ate. But you ain't called them. You ain't texted them. You ain't told them nothing. You working. You ain't got time. You don't even have time to call and say, hey, nothing. This person knows. They have a knowing. When it comes to you, they have a knowing. So this person gets off work. Go get your favorite. They already know what you want. They already know what you got taste for. They go get what it is that you want. You have not text, you not called, you don't even know they coming. They got off their job. Went and got you food. They come walking in. Here you go. I was just thinking maybe you might need to eat because I'm thinking you hungry. I just wanted to do something for you. But whatever they say, But it's not, whatever they say, it's not what happened. What happened is they picked up you. You needed to eat, and you had no way that you could get anything. So they had time. They got off their job, went and got you something to eat, and brought it to you. A connection. A knowing. You're going to have a knowing for them. They're going to have a knowing for you. You both are not going to be selfish people to each other, because there's no need to be selfish. You're both are on the same level, same playing field. You work together. The love is deep, it's intense. You want the best for them, they want the best for you. It's just what it is. It's nothing that you can speak on. It's nothing that you can that you know. This thing is gonna, it's every divine relationship is predicated on each individual likes, what they like, what they experienced, what they go through, what they don't, they pet peeves, all of that. So none of them is the same. But yet, it's built on love. It's built on alignment. It's built on a oneness of each other. And so, you went and, see, this is a, right. So you went on dates and different things like that, and it didn't work out. The people lied. They were not who they say they were, and all this other, you know, the stuff. And you took that as, well, God, you said that this person was going to come in, this person was going, you know, if I was healed, you know, once I healed, you said. But it don't work like that, remember? Either you're evolving and growing and you waiting for the next person to come where you are so you can meet and be as one. Or the other example I gave you. Either one, or it could be many different factors. But a divine relationship just don't come up just because God said He gonna give you a divine. Oh, the other relationship is when once your mission is over, later on in life, you're gonna come together and you just gonna be able to experience that love, that divine love relationship that God promised you. And you and that person, y'all just gonna live. That's the older couples. They found each other and later on in life, and they thought they would never find love. That's just an example, because you don't have to be an older couple. I mean, later on, you could be in your, you could be watching and being in your 30s and meet this person when you're 50. Is what I'm talking about. Later on, right? So that happened. And so I'm talking to people, I need to say, don't give up. Don't continue to have faith in what God told you. No, this because it is not here yet doesn't mean that it's not going to ever happen. God promised you. But God is not going to give you a relationship just because you think that you're ready. God knows you through and through. It's, if you got things that you got to do, you got your mission, you got stuff that you got to fulfill that before this relationship. Or if you're waiting for your divine partner to come in, keep the faith. Pray. Fast. Those are the people that have to pray and fast for their mate. That you got to process. You got to do that thing before you meet them. You got to help them. Maybe they're struggling. Maybe they got somebody that's in their life that's doing the most, not letting them go, doing all kinds of things, in the background, you know, giving them tainted food and all kinds of things to them to keep them bound. But you have power, you have authority, and if this is your person, you with that power and authority, you can break some things off and set that person free, because that person really belongs to you. It is your person. Even though they with somebody else, but that's not where they want to be, and that's not where they're ordained to be. They're ordained to be with you, but they're stuck in a process. They stuck in some miry clay that they can't get out of. Doesn't mean that they're not going to ever get out of it, but you are their counterpart. And what's missing is that you don't believe that they are there. They are coming. You don't believe that they are coming. You think that God has forsaken your relationship. But when your person is in trouble, I'm not talking about that past karmic person. I'm talking about your person that God promised you is in trouble. But because you not trusting the process, you don't have faith. You don't believe that God's going to carry this thing through. You just sitting around doing your thing. Well, I guess God ain't going to bring them in. Well, I guess God ain't going to do it. I guess it ain't meant. No, God said what God said. God said what God said, and God meant what God said. You got to believe and have faith. Just like you pray for your kids. Just like you pray for yourself. Just like you pray for an outcome. For you. You've been stuck before. You know how these people do. You know how these karmic people do. But you were strong enough. You learned. You were resilient, but you may not. But this person, you don't know the circumstances. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what they tied into. You don't know the story. And you don't have to know the story. Only thing you need to know is they need your help. Your person. The person you're meant to be with. Not that karmic person. Your person. Your divine destiny. Your divine destiny person that's supposed to be in your life. If you truly believe that you are ready, and you truly believe that this is the time that, you know, that you've been waiting, then that might be the problem or the issue. And you need to start praying for your mate. You need to start praying for your divine mate. Divine masculine, divine feminine. You need to start praying for them. Break some things off of them. You even have to fast for them. If you have to fast for them to break some things off. Just like you fast to break some things off of you, you can fast for your divine masculine, your divine feminine. Break some things off of them. But you only will know if you will start to accept, if you will start to have faith and start to believe in what God told you that you was going to have with another person in your life, whether it's mission now or mission later. For those of you that have mission later, you still can pray. You still can pray. You still can fast. Make sure that you covering that mate. Make sure you sending positive energy to that mate. So you won't have to wait when time is coming, when it's meant to be. They not stuck. They not in no miry clay. You have broke some things off. And so when it's time later on for you to meet and you done with your mission, y'all can just meet. There's no delay. You won't experience no delay. It's up to you. This is what God has given me. Um, because you had already went through pushing through extremes and imbalance with the love. That's what I just got through talking about. Imbalance in love where you are not thinking, not having faith in love anymore, not thinking that you're going to be able to have love in your life because it's year after year after year. You don't find nobody, you don't see nobody, you don't know nobody. But this, because it's year after year, doesn't mean that one of these years that's coming up, it's not your year. You have to continue to have faith in what God told you. Stand on that. Pray, fast, believe, manifest. Bring that person in. And stop thinking negative about love. Stop thinking negative about what love can bring and be in your life. You had already did that. All that negative stuff is in the past. At the present time, you could be positive. In the future, you could be positive. Love is love. Love is what it is. And if you really truly believe what God has for you in love, it will be. God is not a God that lies. God don't have to lie. You either gonna get it or you're not. He either told you or he didn't. Stop lying to yourself. Because the lies, really, when you lie to yourself, you're really scared. You're scared that love is not going to come in for you. You're scared that you're not going to meet that one. You're scared you're going to make another mistake and trust somebody and they're going to do you wrong. But there's no need for that. Because just like you can cut off, just like you've been cutting folks off, you can cut this person off. And keep on going on with your life. Going on with your life, on to the next one until you get the one that's right for you. Till you find your person. God never said it was going to be easy, and just because you know it's going to be easy to find, y'all going to see each other right off and everything. No, it's a process. Everything is a process, and in that process, it's a learning process. It's a lesson to be learned. The more that you learn, the more that you experience, the more that you go through, you won't have to go through anymore. Because when you learn something and when you know something, you feel your way through. Oh, no, that's not right. No, that person ain't right. He don't look right. Oh, no. Oh, he ain't talking right. Oh, no. I'm not getting really bothered with that. The only thing that God requires for people that have gifts and talents and abilities like us, God requires patience. Because you can't just meet somebody and if they say something wrong one time, then you just cut them off and you just leave them alone. God requires you to have patience. Then God requires you to have boundaries. You're not just going to, just because somebody call you, this somebody show interest in you, you ready to flip it and dip it and bring them in your bedroom and all that. You got to have patience. You have to have boundaries so you can actually see who this person really is. You have to be balanced. Cool, calm, and collected so you can be able to really feel and really see who this person is. And get to know them. If it's somebody that you just don't feel something just is off, give them another chance. And the second chance you give them, you just sit back, cool, calm, and collected. And you just read the energy, read the flow. And God will be able to tell you their whole life story If you just be cool, calm, and collected, you'll be able to read the energy. Why are they the way they are? Why are they acting like that? Is that something that you want to deal with? Is this my true person? No, this is not my person. Not what I'm looking for. Then you can get somebody that's interested, but you just don't know. You give them a chance and it's okay. You give them a chance. I might be able to work with this. I might be able to work with it. I might be able to see something. You're not going to be able to see right off sometimes. Now, sometimes you can meet somebody, y'all click. It's easy going. But those you got to watch as well. It's easy going, everything good. The first date was good. The second date was good. The conversation is good. And you think it's right and everything is right and everything is locked in tight. And then you find out that this ain't the one. So you have to be patient. Keep yourself balanced and stuff like that. Yeah, everything sound like right, but okay. We just gonna take it one day. You tell yourself, we just gonna take it one day at a time. I'm not gonna put my feelings and things in that. I don't know who this person is, and we're gonna see where it go. You talk to them, you listen. Listening is really a good. Gotta listen, because if you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. You get all all involved in them calling and showing interest and you're not really listening, you're gonna miss it. So it's time to sit with self and really evaluate your feelings on love. Love. Real love. I ain't talking about that toxic mess. I'm not talking about your past person. I'm not talking past relationships. I'm not talking about men or women at the present time that's trying to make a fool out of nobody. I'm talking about manifesting true love in your life. And manifesting true love in your life starts with you. Telling the truth about you, how you feel, and truly letting go of what somebody did, the hurt they did, the things they did, the things they said, the trust, the cheating, everything. Truly letting all of that go, and the possibility of another person coming into your life to do the same thing. Let that go as well. Because where you going and where you head is a clean slate. A clean slate. It's going to be whatever you make it. But you got to truly let all of that go and sit with self and tell yourself the truth about how you feel and how you see yourself in a relationship. Not any relationship, because this relationship is not going to be any relationship. You have to really be ready for a divine relationship. It's a relationship like no other. And if you're not ready, you'll run from it. You'll be scared. You'll be intimidated by it. So you have to be ready. And 9 times out of 10, that's why it has not come into your life, because you're not ready. If God was to give it to you right now, somebody true that's really want to love you, really want you, this your divine counterpart, you'll run from it. You wouldn't believe it. And that's why God has not given you, have not shown you, and has not presented this person to you yet. because you got to start telling yourself the truth about you and how you feel about real love, not that toxic mess. Not, I'm talking about somebody that's really gonna be down for you and really gonna love you from the rooty to the tootie, if you know what I mean. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with that, because this is the longest one, 50 minutes, but I ain't gonna stress. All right, so with that, if this is your reading, it's two things. If this was your reading, and you ready and you got something out of it, put in the comments, I'm ready to love. If you watch this reading all the way, these 50 minutes, please let me know I watched it all the way through. Please put it in the comments, because I want to know who these people are that didn't watch 50 minutes of my reading, me talk for 50 minutes. I would appreciate it if you would just let me know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would be so honored to get that. Thank you. So with that being said, I'm going to leave it right there because I got to go. I ain't sat here and talked all this time. Y'all better believe that I love y'all. You hear me? I got things I got to do. I'm sitting on here with you. All right? So with that said, like, share, subscribe, hype it up. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you healing. And Trinity is